Spontaneous speaking video 93. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you all about how to disagree with somebody respectfully, because I thought that this was a very easy thing to do, or a very easy thing for us to learn how to do. But then I go on sites such as like Twitter, and the next thing you know, like somebody can post an opinion on something and everyone is just tearing this person to shreds. And the straw that broke the camel's back for me was Carrie Hosen. She posted, at this point of time, we're going through the whole coronavirus epidemic and all of that. And she posted about her theory, conspiracy theory, on how it's been caused by 5G from China, and how they're developing it. And she built a whole case for it and everything. Now, I have only read the screenshots that she posted in the tweet, and you know, it's like I can see how she's getting that, but even though I don't agree, it's like, hey, you know, like that was worth a shot kind of thing. And that's kind of what it is. It's just like, I mean, I see how that makes sense to you, but personally, I don't really think that that's what the answer is. I don't really think that that's true. But so that's me just saying, I respectfully disagree, although I can understand where you're coming from. And I might even look even further to it to see even more of where she's coming from, because I know that she posted on Instagram, her Instagram story, a whole explanation. So if she felt bold enough to go ahead and put it out there like this, then she must have reason for the cause of why she believes whatever she believes. Again, I can respectfully disagree with it as of right now with the information that I've been presented by her, and still see her as someone who is talented and, you know, just worth value. But when you go on Twitter as of right now, then you see that she is trending at the time of me making this video. And she was trending because people were like ridiculing the mess out of her. And I was just like, what? You know, like it was really wild to see how people are literally ridiculing the mess out of Carrie Hosen and like tearing her to shreds, bringing it to things that are even irrelevant. Like, oh, so you don't even have an album, but yet you out here talking about this. Like, what? Like, what does her not having a recent album have to do with anything about her thoughts and her opinions on the epidemic that we are now facing? And it doesn't make sense. And like I said, I understand how, you know, her logic probably is not something that majority people would go with as of right now. But at the end of the day, it's nothing, in my opinion, to just be like, I just don't really agree with that, and explain why. But instead, I feel like people, because they're so showboaty or because, you know, whatever, they're just so quick to jump onto something and just tear it to shreds and like really try to embarrass the person. Like, you know, people are even like posting like video memes and stuff, like that cartoon guy, that one animation. I don't even know what show it was from, to be honest, but he's like, hey, get back in the kitchen, and he's talking to a woman, and that was messed up. And I don't know, it's just really disrespectful in my opinion. And I see this, that's just like one example, like I said, that made me be like, all right, I have to make a video about this, because I see this all the time, probably every single day. I see people disagree, which is not a problem, but they don't know how to disagree respectfully. So let me teach you a few pointers on how to disagree with somebody respectfully. Number one, what I think you should do is listen to the person. So actually hear them out, actually try to really take in everything, do not interrupt them, listen with an open mind. Number two, once you've listened with an open mind, then try to actually at least affirm how they've gotten to wherever they've gotten to. If you don't understand how they've resulted or concluded whatever answer that they have, then I suggest that you continue to listen. Ask questions sincerely so that you can be able to understand how they got the answers that they got. Like try to understand their line of reasoning and everything, so that then you can find where, you know, your roads maybe have diverged. Number three, after you've seen the logic and their thought process and whatever or not, then continue to still validate them. Like, okay, no, I get what you're saying. I mean, I see how you came to this conclusion. I personally disagree, and then proceed to explain why respectfully. Say like, okay, you know how over here you carried the 4 and you put it over here? Well, I would have actually divided the, you know what I mean? I just put it as like a random math equation. But like, as they showed you the math and their process on how they got the answer they got, show them that, okay, I understood your process and this is what I personally would have done differently. This sounds very similar to the video that I made about maybe a month or two ago, where I was talking about, do we really have to tell people if they're wrong? And essentially what I was saying was that if you show somebody that your thought process makes more sense to them than the thought process that they're already holding, most sensible people will release the thought process that they're holding currently and adopt your thought process. And I'd hope that every intelligent person would do that. Or they'd just be able to continue to hold both ends and look into your thought process even more. We're all here to learn. We're all here to try to like encourage each other. So there's no way that we should be tearing each other down. There's no reason to be tearing each other down. If somebody's stating their opinions on things, let's try to not shame them, because once they get shamed, they will not share their opinions. They will continue to hold on to them. They will not necessarily know how to fix them or adjust them or to calibrate them. And the only way that you can calibrate is to be bringing it out into the group and having it be quote unquote torn to shreds, but respectfully. And so even me here on YouTube, I know people disagree with things that I say a lot all the time, and that's fine. I don't really ask for your agreement. I just ask that, okay, if you disagree, did you understand what I was saying? Did you actually listen to what I was saying? Secondly, can you please explain to me where you would have went differently so that we can see whose process is actually probably more correct? And sometimes there might not actually be a correct process. It just might be a different process. But don't ridicule. It has like there's literally no reason to ridicule somebody for the opinions that they've had. That's just messed up. And in our meme culture that we have today, I think it's just obviously like rude and a way for us to like gloat and show off whatever intelligence that we have, when in actuality it's showing our lack of empathy for one another. And I think that empathy personally could probably be more important than intelligence. Then again, I'm an ENFJ, and it is what it is, you know. But there's different types of intelligence. Like I said, there's a social acumen out there, and if you continue to shame people for whatever they believe, for like the opinions that they share, how do you expect for them to grow in that, you know? And so, yeah, I just wanted to briefly share this so that all of us could get that together and be more mindful of whenever we are disagreeing with one another, to try and keep these things that I said in mind so that we can encourage people to continue to share whatever opinions and thoughts they have and continue to think critically. And we still have the ability to disagree with them, but let's just do it respectfully. Let's just do it kindly. Let's just do it nicely. That's all that I'm saying here. So thanks for listening to whatever I have to say about this. Let me know if you agree or disagree and why. And done.